see the world frowning down on me.
Hey everybody, so this weekend I decided I'd write a jingle for a friend's YouTube channel. I don't know whether he's going to use it or not. I just did it because I wanted to, and I decided to go through what I did this to make it work. So first I'm going to play it for you.
This is Larry's show. Larry the Butcher. This is Larry's show. Larry the Butcher. Now it's time to watch the show. Let's go.
So that was it. So it's about 15 seconds long. And so what I did was, first thing I did, I'm going to turn off some stuff, turn on some other stuff here. I recorded a guitar track. And what worked out really well was I just did these guitar tracks as scratch tracks. So metronome on. So I used the metronome. I don't know how you're going to hear it because it doesn't come through the output that I'm currently coming out of to record this, so you can hear it better than just through the cameras. So I did this guitar track first on my Goya. So just give me something to work with because I was doing this, I was going to be recording the drums myself, so I needed something to do it with. Then I decided, okay, well, I'm going to do another guitar track with it, and this is just all line out. I didn't do anything fancy. So this is on the Telecaster. That's what I did so that's the Telecaster, and then I used my Strat, and I wanted to do it like more, I was going to use this as more of a crunchy, like just a middle, in between. So I have the left, right, and I'm going to do an in-between guitar. So that's what I did with that one. And the reason I did that was I wanted to have just to have a nice middle piece. And as you can see, all three had a different tone to them, which was kind of nice. It gave the song a little difference. Now that was clean tracks. I also did the bass. And I did it all directly in. So no effects. Like this song, the only effect that's on this song is the distortion that I put between the effects loop and the amp, so that I could just get distortion on the guitars. That was first. So now I had my guitar tracks that I recorded, and I did the drums. Now this is my first time doing drums on a recording. It turned out quite well. I was quite happy with it when I was done. Yeah, I was happy with it because I'm not the greatest drummer. I'm learning. So the next step I did was I wanted to have the Larry the Butcher. Now I had a scratch vocal for this, but I removed it. It was on track 1, so when I redid the vocals, I redid them on track 1. Same with the screaming vocals. I did 8 tracks of that. I did 8 channels. I just went from 9 to 24, and I recorded a mono track for each one. And what I did to make it interesting, I just changed my voice a bit each time I did it. I actually used a megaphone on one of them just to make it even more weird. So
Larry the Butcher!
And then I panned them.
Larry the Butcher!
So they would fit. So it would sound like a crowd.
Let's go!
but that's just me. It's nobody else. So that was what I did there. That's not on. That's not on. So the next part, this is a technique that I saw Glenn Fricker do, and I saw Rick Beato do it, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to try this because I've never tried this. So I'm going to see if I can pick it up. I don't know if I can because I'm using it for recording this part too, the vocals. So, well, there we go, fuzz it up. So I don't know how well you can see it, but I have this little Behringer mixing board, and I use it mainly for recording this part whenever I do this. So this is just to give you cleaner sound. I record into a little Zoom H4 recorder. And what I did was I hooked up, I put the Fender Twin Reverb, and I put it in my bathroom. I set it to 6 because that's what my friend's been reading. It says it's supposed to be the best sound for it. So he's got it set up the way he wants, and then he puts it to 6, or he puts it at 1.5 because 6 is way too loud for this little room. And I put it in the bathroom, hooked up a SM57 and one of my Pile microphones, the one that I use for the kick drum. I hooked up, and then I used the Behringer on one track, and I just mixed them to get the sound. And so to get rid of the hum, if you have this problem, I have this problem, so I had to do this. So from out of the effects loop, I went into this Behringer Micro HD 400, which is a hum destroyer, and it worked really well. I did not get any hum. I was just loving it. And then I went into my distortion pedal, which is a Bad Monkey, and then I just played it through here, and yeah, it was really loud. Like, yeah, it's about 30, like the bathroom's about 30 feet away, and I had the door closed there. I could hear the amp perfectly in this room. And I'll just show you how I set it up. So I go to mixer. So I'm running the effects loop through as I smack the microphone here. Put it on pre, so that way I can turn this all the way down, because now I'm not, because it's just what it's doing pre. It's not worrying about post. So it's just whatever's been recorded, it'll send through. And then I set it to 64. So halfway. So I have that I always have the master to 127. So I set it 64. That way it's only halfway going through, and then it went to the amplifier. And this is the result. Yes. Damn cat. Cat's at the door, and I got it closed. So this is what it sounds like.
Larry the Butcher!
Turn that off. So that's the one. That was the Telecaster one. I really liked it. Just put a little distortion on it, and then I doubled it up. Oh, that's the bass. So now I had that right. So that was the Goya. Sorry. So here's the Telecaster. And then I used the Strat to do just the crunchy part. So I have a little more distortion on it. And that's all three. Now the fun part was I actually did the bass through it too. I just changed the mics. I used the kick drum mic more for it. That was another technique that I saw on Circle of Tone was the one who was the first one to show it off, and then Glenn Fricker did it, and yeah, works great. I love the sound I got out of that. So that's how I got that. So when you listen to all four, I mean, you get a nice full sound. Like you get a really nice full sound, so really, really like that. So I can keep those because those were not being used. And then I did the and then I redid the vocals. So the vocals I did it. At first I did a single.
This is Larry Show. This is Larry Show. Now it's time to watch the show. Let's go.
And then I thought, well, I'll double that.
This is Larry Show. This is Larry Show. Now it's time to watch the show. Let's go.
So that's this part of it. So now I'll switch over to me on the camera, and then we'll go over the second part. Talk to you in a minute. So yeah, I just wanted to show you the 3 guitars that I did the recording with. So the Strat was the crunchy center part, and the Goya was the was left or right. I can't remember. It's supposed to be right, but I think in the thing it came out left. But either way, the Goya was the center part, or the left rhythm, and my fake Telecaster was the right rhythm. So you're probably asking yourself, how long did this take to do? Well, for 15 seconds, it took about 5 hours. And when you look at it, that's one person doing everything. Now, could it be done shorter? Yeah, if you have more people doing it, but really, I think you have to look at it as, this is from conception until completion. So I wrote it, I worked on the guitar parts to get it down, and then I recorded it, gave myself a scratch track. I got lucky because the scratch track I was able to use for the recording, because I did it well enough that I didn't have to redo it, because that was in my plan too, that I was just gonna get it down, have something, and then redo it. But I didn't have to in this case. Then I practiced the drums for about a half an hour to get to the point where I could play it the way I wanted to, and then I recorded on the drums. Then I did the mixing I did the drums. Then I did the crowd part, that took a while. But it was fun. It was, once I had it set up and I had it sounding good, then I just went through and I did it. So that was fun. It was easy to do, just time consuming because it was me 8 times over again. And then I did the reamping on the guitar parts and the bass. That took a bit of time because there was a lot of setup in that one. And then I ended up doing the vocals again, and then doing the final mix down. So you're looking at 5 hours. So I think this is putting something in perspective. Like it was 15 seconds for 5. That took 5 hours. But really, when you think about when you write a song, it takes a long time. And I just want you to put in perspective how much time you're spending at it. I'm not telling you not to. I'm telling you, now you can see my dog walking around there. So I lost my train of thought. No, it's just, I think it's more that if you are going to go to a studio, this gives you an idea how long it actually takes to record something. Because I know at one point there was a lot of places saying, "Oh, we'll give you 1 hour for free and you can record your whole song." No, you can't. So I'm looking at it that way. So when you record, take your time at it, enjoy it. Don't get too caught up in it. Like don't expect to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. Just do the best you can and then release it. Let people hear it. You might think it sounds, you're going to notice the mistakes. I know I notice the mistakes every time I listen to that. But that's not the point. The point is that you wrote it, and you should just be proud of what you've done. Like I am proud of that. I did everything on that, and for me that's impressive. So once again, like and subscribe. I'm going to put Larry's site on here as well for this one, because that was for his channel, and then we'll go from there. So thanks again. Hope to see you soon. Talk to you.
This is Larry Show. Larry the Butcher. This is Larry Show. Larry the Butcher. Now it's time to watch the show. Let's